Business as usual at the law offices of Capwell and Capwell.
I've begun to see a new dimension to his character, a darker side. He's paid a price for building his empire, and the price seems to be the suspicion and distrust of many of those around him. Lately, I found that I'm the object of suspicion, too. His and certain members of his family.
Listen, I'm sorry, Mr. Asher, but there are no witnesses who remember seeing your wife anytime after 6:30 last night.
That means nobody from the school drove her home. She wouldn't go anywhere this time of night on foot. Her car was still in the parking lot, which means that either she was kidnapped or that she's still on the premises somewhere and possibly injured. Did you check all the rooms?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least all the ones that were open.
Well, what about the rest of them? Oh, damn it, Franklin, give me those keys. What the hell is the matter with you?
Are you all right?
What's going on, Michael?
What do you think you're doing, Kelly? As if I didn't know.
I'm looking out after my father's best interests.
If there's something you'd like to know, why don't you ask me?
I'm not so sure I'd get an honest answer, Megan.
Is spying on me the honest thing to do?
I'm worried about my father.
Kelly, I think you're jealous. I think you can't stand the thought of your father with another woman.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I'm getting used to the SOP around here.
Well, we'll put up a do not disturb sign next time.
I will knock next time, believe me.
There'll be a little something extra in your paycheck this week for hazard duty.
You mean I'm actually going to get paid? As far as I can tell, there hasn't been any work coming through the office at all.
Yeah, well, that's why Julie and I were celebrating. We got our first job.
Congratulations. Is somebody suing a rich corporation for millions?
No, not exactly. We're drawing up a will. Do you think you could type these up when you get a chance?
Well, where there's a will...
Don't say it. Now, what we really need is a good sensational case that'll get our name splashed all over the tabloids.
Yeah, well, something tells me that'll happen without you even trying.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
There's no billing address on these.
No, there's not actually going to be a billing on it. It's a barter sort of arrangement. See, Julie and I are exchanging our legal services for the privilege of being married in a rustic mountain chapel.
So you mean I'm going to be paid out of faith?
Lisa, with a boss by the name of Capwell, you don't have to worry about getting paid.
She didn't find out about your little binge last night, did she?
No. Fortune smiled on me and kept his mouth shut.
Well, there's an AA meeting tonight. Are you going to come?
No, I don't think so, Lisa. I'm very glad that those people are there, but I'm not going to join the club full time.
Well, it's not a club. It's a program, and you seem to have gotten quite a bit out of it last night.
I did. I got a lot out of it that I can apply to my life as a sober citizen.
It doesn't happen that way, you see. It's an ongoing process.
One day at a time, yeah, I know. But I'm not a joiner. At least I never have been, and I'm uncomfortable with groups, especially groups with a mission.
You seem to be pretty uncomfortable when you're bombed out of your mind, too, I've noticed.
Look, I know that it's not uncommon for drunks to go around proclaiming that they're not drunks, but I am truly sure that I can overcome this problem on my own.
Well, I'm not saying that you can't. I've just learned the hard way. The chances are a lot better when you have a support group behind you. When that irresistible urge hits, it's real rough facing it by yourself.
I've done it before. I can do it again.
Yeah, it's easy to say now. But when the time comes when you're dying for a drink, what happens then?
TJ.
Hi, it's Wanda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted's not here right now.
Good, because I came to see you about a job here.
A job? Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any openings for a waitress or hostess or anything right now.
Good again, because I saw your ad for a bartender.
You're a bartender?
I took a course, got an A, too. I was known for my original drinks. Scotch Sigourney with an alien twist, and Bourbon Eastwood, got a kicker that'll knock your teeth out. And, of course, my famous vodka Madonna, served with black lace trim around the glass.
That's all very cute. I'm sure I'll have to try them all sometime.
I'm also great at small talk and listening to people's problems. My technique is to recommend the right movie to fit a person's mood.
Look, Wanda, I'm sure you're terrific, but...
I know all the regular stuff, too. I've tended bar at lots of private parties. My martini is absolute, complete, total perfection, in all modesty.
Look, Wanda, I just...
No, you just stand back and enjoy the show.
Sure.
First, we pour in the gin, and then we wave the vermouth bottle over it, add some ice, and shake. Never, ever stir.
Yep.
And last but not least, we toss in a little baby onion, and voila.
It's a little early in the day for me, but... It's really quite good.
Then I have the job.
I'm afraid not.
Why not?
Because bartending is more than just making small talk and mixing cocktails. I mean, restocking is physically demanding work. And although we don't get that crazy a crowd in here, every once in a while you have to keep somebody in line. I mean, even I have to bounce some joker out for drinking too much. And whoever's tending bar has to double as a bouncer. And I don't really see you throwing King Kong out on his wallet.
All that means is that you don't think I'm qualified because I'm a woman.
Wanda, I think you are eminently qualified as a woman. I just don't think you'll make it as a bouncer. I mean, a girl tried it once before. She lasted 2 hours.
Well, does Ted feel the same way?
Well, unfortunately, I have the hire and firepower around here. So, I'll tell you what. I think you're wonderful. And if we have a position open up here as a hostess, I'll get in touch with you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be in touch with you a lot sooner than that. Excuse me.
Or it was a sweat box in here. I fell asleep, that's all that happened.
Yeah, but when I woke up, just for a minute, I felt like we were back there.
That's only natural. Old habits die hard.
Ethan must be crazy with wine.
School's open now. Somebody will be up real soon.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello?
Give it a minute. Somebody will be up. They'll find us. You know, in a way, I'm glad this happened.
It doesn't change anything.
No, I know. It's just gave me a chance to get to know my old friend again. And we were good friends, aside from everything else. It's wonderful to know that you haven't changed, that you still have the same beliefs, the same courage to try and help people. Reminds me of a guy I used to know.
Who?
Me. We're in the storeroom. We're locked in here.
Ethan.
Sight for sore eyes.
Oh, you're right. I was so scared.
God, I'm so happy to see you.
Okay, everybody. Backcourt in 5 minutes.
Good morning, son.
Good morning. Hey, you know, they said we had a big scorcher today.
Oh, yeah?
Temperature's perfect, though, right now.
Well, sorry I can't play this morning.
Oh, now, come on, Dad. You've turned me down 4 times here. You know what they say when you start sitting in a chair too long?
No, what do they say?
Well, you get your back, it goes out, you get a paunch, and then you start losing your vim and vigor, not to mention your backhand.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. That's why I played earlier this morning with the Club Pro. So I would have called you sooner, but you don't like to get up early in the morning. I'm about to have a working breakfast, so if you don't mind, leave it alone, please. I need to have some rolls for me.
All right.
Thank you. What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, what about Wanda, by the way?
What about her?
Well, doesn't she play?
No, not really. We're not talking. We got a little fight. So what's the deal? Megan's coming over here for breakfast?
You got it.
Darn it, Dad. You know, I thought the whole deal with retiring was so you could become more active and start enjoying life a little more. I mean, I know I gave you those yellow pads to write your memoirs, but you're turning this thing into a full-time job.
I get the feeling it's Megan that bothers you, not the fact that I'm writing.
Well, Now that you mention it, I have noticed you two spending some time together. Yeah, I do have a few questions about that.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have a few questions, too, and I'm going to find out some answers very quickly. Probably here right now.
Hi.
Sophia.
Can I come in?
Huh? Yeah, of course you can come.
Hey, hi,
Hey, Mom.
Little tennis game?
Yeah. In fact, I think I'm going to stop on down by the clubhouse, see if I can pick up a game. Next time.
Next time. Take it easy.
Bye. He's so cute. Breakfast for two, I see.
Yes, Megan and I frequently work during the meals.
Oh.
Would you like some coffee?
Do you have time?
Sit down, would you?
Yeah, sure.
Capwell, how nice to see you.
Hi, Miriam. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Rosa didn't tell me you were coming for breakfast.
Oh.
Have you eaten yet?
Yes, I have.
Oh. Well, why don't you take that back to the kitchen and keep it warm for Miss Richardson, all right? So, what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Kelly told me that she's leaving Armonte, going to work for you.
Hope that didn't create any hard feelings.
No, it's her decision, so I wasn't going to give her a hard time, or you a hard time.
Good, I'm relieved. You look beautiful. How have you been?
Great, just great. How about you? I just don't ever see you around anymore.
Hey, I'm fine. Busy? Busy?
Busy?
Mm-hmm.
Working on the book with Megan.
Yes.
Yes.
Sophia, you're not here for just anything. I mean, you don't beat around the bush like this, so what is it you are after?
I'm just curious about what you're doing and with whom.
Well, if I remember correctly, it was your wish for us to go our separate ways.
Well, of course, darling, but it doesn't mean I still don't care about you. And it doesn't mean that I'm still not a little nosy. All right, let me put it this way. If I was spending all day, every day, in my hotel suite with one and only one person, I imagine you'd be a little curious as well.
I imagine I might be.
Mom. Hi, darling. Daddy, I think you better go to the guest house and talk to Megan right away. She's kind of upset.
Why? What happened?
I goofed.
Don't get locked in a closet again. I couldn't take it.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Well, I'm going to get you home, make you a good meal, and make sure you get some rest.
I wish I could, but I've just got too much work to take off.
You probably didn't get any sleep. Maybe you need a doctor. Want to play doctor?
I'm fine, Ethan, I promise. Just had to spend a few uncomfortable hours in that horrible little room.
Well, I guess if you had to, at least I'm glad you weren't alone.
You're all set. I'll be taking off.
Maybe I can at least get you both breakfast.
Actually, I've got a meeting scheduled in about 45 minutes that I was supposed to prepare for last night. I'm going to have to grab something down at the cafeteria.
All right, well, I am going to bring you a change of clothes, and do not tell me not to bother.
I would love that. I just have to give my secretary some instructions about the meeting. I'll be right back.
What about you, Michael? You must be starving.
Well, I appreciate it, but I know you got a very busy day. I don't want to take up any more of it.
Well, you've helped my wife through two bad situations. It's the least I can do to say thank you.
Well, if you insist.
I insist.
So now you have your daughter spying on you.
Wait a minute. Why do you assume that I put her up to it?
Because a few days ago, I caught you snooping around in here. Cece, this has got to stop right now, or I'm calling this whole project off.
Megan, I don't react very well to threats, so please don't do that.
Well, you're not the injured party here.
No, I am not, and neither are you, and this whole thing is getting ridiculous and out of hand.
What is ridiculous is you're hiring me to do a job and inviting me to stay here as your guest and then turning around and treating me like an enemy.
I think I'm treating you very well, as far as I can see.
This may be the way that you like to handle your business affairs. Never trusting anyone, pretending to be friendly, and then...
Wait a minute. We're talking about trust. I have opened up my whole life to you, my home, my family, my most intimate recollections. I've made myself very vulnerable to you, and all you're doing is hiding your past and your work like it's some top-secret document.
I'm not the subject of this book. You are.
Exactly, and you've chosen to shut me out of the process.
We have been all through this, and it hasn't gotten us anywhere. Perhaps it's time for me to move out of here and get myself a hotel room.
Perhaps it's time I took you up on your threat to call this whole thing off. Is that what you want?
No, it's not what I want. Cece, I'm sorry. You've shown me an enormous amount of trust, and I don't want to lose that. I am protective about my work. Maybe I'm probably overly protective.
Okay. I'm sorry, too. I'm sorry about the whole thing. I'm sorry about Kelly being in there, and it won't happen again. I promise you, you will be safe from any intrusion. I want you to stay here, and I want you to work with me. Can you trust me about that? Please.
I've made some notes on these tax adjustments. If you could make copies of those and send them to the accountant. Thank you. Mason and I have been apart for a while, and every now and then we find ourselves in these compromising situations.
Well, I think it's pretty funny. I think one day we're all going to laugh about it. As a matter of fact, it's funny right now.
It's very hard to maintain a dignified demeanor around here.
Look, don't bother on my account. I only wish I had somebody to get into compromising situations with.
I assumed you have a boyfriend. I don't really know very much about you. Of course, it's none of my business.
Well, right now, there really isn't much to tell. Work and making sure that my kid sister survives her teens. But there was something pretty funny last night. My older sister tried to set me up with an ex-priest.
Michael Donnelly?
Yeah, he's good-looking, sweet guy, hardly my type. Why, do you know him?
Look what I found in the shack.
Hi, Wanda. How are you?
Good.
You haven't been down the street dragging clients up here, have you?
Certainly not. We met in the elevator.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to see you again.
Why don't we step into my office? Wanda, Julie, I'd like for you to hear this, too. So, Wanda, why don't you tell us exactly how we can help you?
Well, I want to file a sex discrimination lawsuit against the lair.
Doesn't Ted... Well, isn't he part owner of the lair?
Yes.
Well, Wanda, haven't you and Ted been going out together for some time?
We have been.
How does he feel about it?
We're not talking. We had a fight.
Well, Wanda, a lot of couples have problems, but I don't think filing a sex discrimination suit is a good way of handling a spat.
No, this has nothing to do with Ted, Mr. Capel. He wasn't even there when I applied for the job. I honestly believe I'm being denied my rights solely on the basis of my being female instead of male. I'm very serious about this. And if you can't take it seriously, then I'll find somebody who can, because I'm tired of running into this kind of thing. So I'm going to go all the way with it.
Michael, what does the church say about coincidence?
I don't believe there is any particular teaching, but we do believe that God... Well, maybe fate is responsible for a lot of the coincidences that bring people together. Maybe we just can't be sure what fate is trying to tell us.
I guess I wouldn't make a very good detective. I shouldn't have been snooping around Megan's bungalow like that.
Why were you?
Well, Dad and I agreed to keep an eye on her.
Your father, too.
He's got his own reservations about Megan. Maybe she's right, you know. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Oh, come on, Kelly, you're not the jealous type. I mean, we've all been a little suspicious about what she's really up to, and apparently from what you told me, your father is, too. I think maybe he needs a little help in protecting himself.
Sounds like maybe you're still involved with him.
No. Don't jump to any conclusions. The truth is that your father is not nearly as wise about women as he is about money. Case in point, he married Gina the first time because he wanted to. Need I say more? And I would hate to see him hurt again by someone so unscrupulous. Now, You saw the phone bill. She was making all those calls to New Hampshire. What if she had a lover there or something and they're going to take him? I mean, he'd be heartbroken.
Well, one sure way to prevent it. You could go back to him.
You're a pushy kid.
I can't help it. I don't think your reasons are as selfless as you're making out.
You're right, they're not. The idea of your father talking to and telling intimate memories, very private moments to an absolute stranger bothers me a lot. And in the meantime, he's also digging up all kinds of feelings from the past, and that makes him vulnerable. It makes him easy prey.
Well, what do you think we should do?
Keep your eyes open. Don't get caught this time. And I'm going to keep my eyes open as well, for your father's sake.
Wanda has a great personality.
I agree with you. She's got a great personality.
Well, then why did you turn her down for the job?
Because she doesn't have the muscle for it, okay?
Oh, come on. Now, TJ, if that is ever necessary, you and I could do that for her.
I'm not just talking about lifting heavy things here.
I know. She's not big and strong enough to intimidate all these bozos who cause problems with so what? Well, there's always someone around here who can help her for that.
I'll tell you what, Ted. You want to have a job? Why don't you take her out there, fire the hostess, and put her in that slot?
I'm not firing anybody. There is an opening for a bartender job. Wanda has bartending experience.
Oh, yeah, right. Tons of experience. She took some Mickey Mouse course and a couple of parties.
What's the risk we're going to take here if we give it a chance?
All right, I'm sorry. I'm a traditionalist, all right? I like the idea of a guy standing behind the bar and a pretty lady out there greeting people as they come in, so sue me.
That's not a joke. Now, listen, I own half the place here, and I want to try out Wanda because I think it's going to be good business. You've made most of the decisions around this place, and we are still only scraping by.
Oh, so I see. So your business success record stands by itself, huh?
No, TJ, I saved you from going under. Now, I'm asking you to repay that favor so I can help out somebody who really needs it.
Teddy, look, I appreciate you helping me out here. I don't think it's good business. Now, if you remember, when we signed this whole deal, you told me I had the ability to hire and fire whoever I want. Now, if you got a problem with that, I don't know, you have to go see a lawyer then, pal. But I don't want to talk about it anymore. I got other things to do, so let's just drop it, okay? Here's your friend. We have to talk.
Anything that you have to say to me, you can say to my lawyers.
Those are very lonely years for me, raising 5 children. They were too young to understand why their mother disappeared on them. Be damned if I could have understood myself. I tried to be strong for them. I never felt so alone in my whole life.
Cece, why don't we leave that for now and move on to happier moments?
Happier moments, you want? Oh, let me think about happier moments. Let's see. Golf. Golf. How about my winning a golf tournament? Or how about my taking over that whole very wealthy business that I happen to bring under my wing?
Well, I was thinking about something a little more personal.
Oh.
What about your courtship with Sophia? You've hardly talked about that at all.
She's in the house right now with Kelly. You know, when she comes here every time, I always feel how right it looks for her to be here. As right as those pictures on the wall. Of course, she'd say that comparison was kind of odious, and she'd say, Cece, that's why you say that, because you think of me as your possession.
Why don't you go back to the beginning?
It's a hell of a time. I've just been through a lot of years. Hell years with Pamela. And I felt young again and passionate and madly in love, and she was the most beautiful woman in the world and the most fun to be with. I never had so many laughs in my life. Oh, God, I never felt so intensely alive. Of course, she had a past I didn't find about until 20 years later. Good thing I didn't find out about it then. But we got through it all. We survived.
It must have been an exciting time. I mean, you were hardly the average couple. She was an actress in the movies, and you were already a millionaire several times over.
Yeah. You know, I remember one time I arranged to be an extra in her movie. The funniest thing to see her face and looking at me wearing a sailor suit. She said, God, that face looks familiar. Well, you haven't stopped scratching. You're gonna get right to scratch. Let me see what you do.
No, Cece,
No, come
stop
on.
it.
Let me see. The voice and the eyes, they're what get to me most. So much kindness, sadness, humor, passion mixed together. What would it be like to feel his arms around me? To hear for my name. And look at me with longing. I'm sorry, Megan. It's not what I expected.
See, I'm a writer. I was trying to get inside Sophia's head and see what she might be feeling. Are you satisfied now? Are you finally satisfied?
Okay. Now remember, keep a low profile. Uh-oh. Your father is coming into the guest house and he looks very strange. I don't want him to see you right now. I'm going to go to bed.
Okay, I'll keep in touch, Mom.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Be reasonable, Wanda. Okay, we can find a way to resolve this whole problem without starting a lawsuit.
I am being reasonable. I'll drop my complaint if Neanderthal man will move into the 20th century.
Would you two excuse me for a minute? Michael?
Good morning. How you feeling? Very sober, thank you, and planning to stay that way. I hope you're not planning to tell Julia about last night.
It's up to you.
No, don't worry, my secret is safe with me. Thanks for your discretion.
Hi. Hi, Michael.
Oh, hi. How's Samantha?
She's fine. 3 new words this week. Mine, mine, and mine.
That sounds age-appropriate.
How was your date with Lisa?
I beg your pardon?
My secretary. Didn't you go out with my secretary?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. She's a very nice young lady.
Sorry, it's none of my business. I just thought it was soon for you.
For what?
Well, for nothing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. This is none of my business. That's my business. I'll see you later. Take care.
Yeah. Good to see you two.
On what grounds did you refuse to give Miss Burkowski a job?
Look, on the grounds that she just doesn't have enough experience. There's more to it here than just mixing drinks, like trying to throw some mean drunk out by the back of his collar.
Don't you have bouncers for that?
No, we don't have a bouncer. I do that when I'm around, and I'm not always around. I explained that all to her.
So in other words, Wanda wasn't given the job as bartender because she's a woman.
Look, if I have trouble throwing these guys out, how's she going to handle it?
Maybe she has other ways to deal with it.
The only way I can think of is to open her up to a charge of solicitation.
It must have occurred to you that a small woman with karate training, for example, would be an even match for a large man who doesn't have any.
Well, I'm sure a small woman with a shotgun would be an even match as well. Look, it's just my place. I really don't feel like hiring her as a bartender. That's my personal preference.
You realize you're opening yourself up for a lawsuit by denying this woman employment on those grounds.
I can't believe that. She's so unqualified in so many ways.
The main way is that you might not be able to count on her to push drinks on people that have already had too many. Is that it? That she might turn them away before they start to get violent, and stopping an alcoholic from drinking before he drinks himself to death, well, that prohibits business, doesn't it?
What is this? Am I being put on trial for owning a bar?
Hold on, Julia. I mean, we're all sorry about your father, but not everyone who drinks at a bar is an alcoholic.
Excuse me, I'm sorry for generalizing. I've just seen the effect that alcohol has had on people that I care about. Please forgive me, I wasn't objective.
This is true devotion.
What, am I bringing your clothes to you?
No, you're eating cafeteria food just to have lunch with me. You want my peas?
No, I've got a mountain of them myself.
So, how did your breakfast go with Michael?
Oh, it was fine. I tried to make a case against him, but wouldn't stick.
Case for what?
Oh, jealousy. He, turned up a hero when you were taken hostage, and then you spent the night locked together. So, I thought if this was a movie, you'd be having an affair by now.
Well, it's not a movie, even. And there's nothing going on between Michael and me.
Well, I am only kidding. I just, well, I sometimes, get the feeling that if you are with a man for more than 5 minutes, he's going to fall in love with you.
Well, they don't. And even if they did, I wouldn't notice. Because I am married to a wonderful man who makes me very, very happy.
And you him. So, what's on the agenda for today?
The problem kids, you know, the ones who keep falling through the cracks, flunking out, getting into trouble. I'm going to have to be creative in finding a way to
bring them back into the fold.
Well, any kid with you on his side is one step ahead of the game.
Don't overestimate my powers.
Oh, no. I have seen you in action. I know just how wonderful you are with kids. Which is one of the reasons I feel so badly when we don't have kids, because I know what a wonderful mother you'd be. I won't get into it right now. I just think about what a kid would be like if he had a mentor like you.
Well, most people find someone to fill that role along the way. Oh, a teacher or a counselor or just a friend who believes in you, helps you believe in yourself.
Yeah. I remember a few teachers like that. You know, it's funny how they loom so large in your life for a while and then you never see them again. But you know, you never really forget them.
No, you don't.
Well, I had better start thinking about getting back to work, but thank you for this wonderful interview.
You're not here to pick up a will by any chance, are you?
No. When I start thinking about it, I should probably fill one out and jump out a window.
That bad, huh?
Oh, I own half the bar Miss Brakowski in there is suing.
Ooh, that could be expensive.
Well, it's not the money I'm so worried about as much as other things. Oh, I just hope my brother can get this thing worked out.
Oh, Mason's your brother. Oh, that makes you a Capwell. That explains why the money doesn't matter to you.
Well, it does matter, but Wanda matters more. She's my girlfriend. Or she was until now.
Well, why can't you talk to her?
You try talking to her. And when you finish, why don't you try talking to my partner? He's the one who's refusing to give her the job.
Sounds like you picked yourself some difficult people to work and play with.
It's the story of my life.
So, are you going to take my case?
Would you mind waiting outside the office just for a few minutes?
Sure.
Thanks.
I say no,
Why?
because I don't believe in forcing an employer to hire someone that he doesn't want to hire.
I won't say you're behind the times, but that way of thinking was popular at the turn of the century.
More pragmatically, I don't relish taking on as our first assignment a case that's unwinnable.
I don't see it that way.
Julia, the girl has virtually no bartending experience. That's really the bottom line.
The bottom line is I don't ever want you mentioning my father's alcoholism in public again. Ever. Do you understand?
So that's it.
So what's what?
You want to take this case because you're mad at me.
I want to take this case because I believe that she is discriminated against because she's a woman.
Well, I knew that our personal biases would get in the way somewhere down the line. I didn't think it would be on our first case. You're determined to represent her, then?
Yes. Yes, I am. And I won't expect you to help. In fact, you had such mind with TJ, you ought to represent him yourself.
Wanda, we can work it out.
What, Ted?
We can find you another bartending job.
I expected something like that.
Oh, come on. Now, what is the big deal about working at the lair?
There is a principal involved here. Why can't you see that?
I'm too busy seeing through all the headaches.
You've got yourself a lawyer.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
I'll be in touch with you soon.
I guess I'll sing you in court.
So, I made the right choice.
Yes, I love this outfit.
And I love you.
I'm sorry, but I've just got a lot of work to do today.
So do I.
What's that?
What?
This seashell.
Well, I bought that for you. It's a gift.
Oh, Ethan, it's exquisite. Thank you.
Yeah, well, something this morning reminded me of the first day we met. That beautiful morning down by the sea. And the scare last night made me think of just how precious that memory is. I wanted to remind you.
Well, I don't need reminding, but it was a lovely gesture.
Well, I thought that when the problems of the world become overwhelming, you can put it to your ear and listen to the ocean. Maybe think a few kind thoughts about a man who loves you and cherishes the goodness you've brought into his life.
It was awful having her catch me that way. Trey, embarrassing.
I can imagine.
It's my own fault, though. I should have been more careful. The problem now is it's really going to be hard for me to get any information from her. She's on guard against me.
I think you're right. That's why I'm relieving you of your assignment. I don't think it was a good idea in the first place.
But we still need to know what Megan's up to.
Kelly, I can handle it.
I feel like I'm being dismissed from the Secret Service for incompetence. Come on, Daddy, give me another chance.
Darling, the game is over. Forget about it. I appreciate your willingness to help, but it is gone and over. Just leave it alone.
Yo.
Yo, yourself, sweetheart.
Hey, I know that voice anywhere. How's it going?
Pretty well. How about you?
Great. Just got the latest installment of your new book.
So what did you think?
Dynamite. You really outdid yourself this time. I read it in just one sitting. I should say lounging. Characters really jump off the page and grab at you. I mean, they're so real.
I feel that way, too. Of all the books I've written, I feel like I know I've put more of myself in this one than any other.
Well, keep going the way you have been. It'll be your best ever.
It better be, because it's dedicated to you.
My darling son.
Good. Yeah, I'll see you this afternoon, then. Yeah, the sooner we get your deposition, the better. Yeah, I look forward to working with you, too, TJ. Yeah, right. I'll talk to you later.
You didn't.
I did.
How could you?
It's a good idea. And your idea.
You're not doing it because you believe in the principle. You're doing it to annoy me.
Yeah, you're cute when you're annoyed, but you're wrong. I do believe that TJ has every right to hire whomever he pleases. More importantly, I'm concerned about my brother Ted. He's caught in the middle in this thing, and he needs an ally.
You'd be a better ally to him if you got him away from his sleazy partner.
Well, I'll tell you what, you drop Wanda, and I'll drop the sleeves.
That's blackmail.
No, actually, I just can't resist the notion of sitting across from you in a courtroom again.
I'm not going to let my personal feelings get in the way of how I handle this case.
Certainly not. And vice versa.
I intend to win. Because I genuinely believe in this case.
So do I. That gives us both a big advantage. We have another advantage as well. We both know exactly whom we're up against. The second best attorney in Santa Barbara.
Tonight, Yellowstone National Park is about to reopen. After last year's fires, is it still a place of wonder? A report on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. And later tonight, did he swindle or save people? You decide in the case of a California witch doctor on an all-new Unsolved Mysteries. Then there's all-new fun on Night Court when an escaped con falls for Roz, and Nicole wants to put a leash on Shelby's puppy love for Michael in an all-new My Two Dads, followed by Nightingales tonight.